I've been using an Android phone for many, many years. So it'll be interesting for me and maybe for you too to see my perspective as a longtime Android user who's now making that switch over to an iPhone. That's right. Today we're here to look at wait a minute. This isn't an iPhone. This is an Android. What is this? Some kind of clickbait or something? No. Actually, I've been using Android for many, many years, from the very beginning, almost 15 years. Because guess what? Today is the day that the iPhone 15 Pro Max came out, and I said, you know what? It's time. And I got reasons. So, as always, stay to the end, because you're going to find out all the reasons why I've decided to make the move from my trusty Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra to the brand new beautiful iPhone. Nice small box, compact, typical little pull tab opening. Boom, take that out, bam, just like that. I'm just dropping it out like it's not fragile, but I'm so excited. I think I'm really excited. I think you're really excited, and that's why you're going to subscribe, because when we get these kind of things, we get excited, and we're going to share that enthusiasm with you, give you lots of good facts, lots of good things about the products that we're looking at. So here we go. Oof, it looks so nice. Look, just in the box, I got titanium blue. In the light, you can really see that blue glisten. Is that beautiful or what? That is beautiful. I don't know about you all, but I'm digging that. Some of the angles, I'm seeing reflection of walls and stuff, so it looks almost gray. You see the titanium more, but then certain angles, it just like bam, hits you in the face. It's really awesome. First thing is, obviously, we notice the 3 lenses on the camera. Really cool, really cool. Here we go. Open it up. There's the phone. It's got paper. Okay, let's take it off. There it is. It's all dark. Nice phone. Feels really nice. The titanium, honestly, it feels like super cool in my hand. That was really cool. I'm gonna set it down for a second. I got a case for it. I got screen protector for it, camera protectors, because this thing doesn't come cheap. So here we go. They've given us, Apple designed in California, a little booklet with some sort of quick start. You no longer need a physical SIM card because it's got an eSIM. So it makes activating it easier. Legal mumbo jumbo, and this is just telling you, hey, you don't need a SIM card, get on with it. And of course, like with everything, we have the old trusty Apple sticker still. Nice. Okay, besides that, they've given us a USB-C cable. Now this is legendary. This is groundbreaking. Apple, everyone's been begging them to get to this, and they haven't been doing it. They've been staying with Lightning for so long. They've given us finally USB-C on both ends. There you go. Very nice braided cable. It's definitely an improvement over the last cable, but this phone, this is the 1 terabyte version. This was a lot of money. This was like $1,700, and I can't get a power pack. I'm a little disappointed, but I'm gonna live with it, because now that they've gone USB-C, all my other adapters work. So I don't have to worry about that. I have so many adapters from the Galaxy days, but it's great because it allows data transfer up to 10 gigabit thanks to USB 3, which is way, way faster, like 20 times faster than USB 2. It also can use MagSafe accessories for charging. Great, it's so great. They've also changed over the ear pods so that they also use USB-C, and actually the phone can be used as a power bank to charge your USB-C devices, including your ear pods. It's not fast charge, but actually it can, with 2 iPhones, they actually sense who's got more power if you hook them together on 2 USB-C, and whoever's got more power is the one who shares with the other one. It's like crazy how they can do all that. Like I said, MagSafe is also really sweet. And then put the box back over here, put it up there so you can gander at it. It's a beautiful piece of equipment. It's really cool. All right, so the phone, let's get on with the phone. The iPhone 15 Pro Max, it uses titanium for its frame, like I said. Nice, cool touch. It's got a technology where it's supposed to be fingerprint resistant. I'm not gonna carry it like this because I'm way too clumsy for that. I already have a case, as I said, but I will be using a case. But point being is, they've made it to resist fingerprints. It's really beautiful, really sexy camera. I mean, I really love this finish. Is awesome. Lenses do protrude quite a bit. I'm gonna see if you can see that. I think it's a little bit less than prior, but that scares me a little bit, although they've put glass on there that's supposed to be super strong, resistant to scratches, so hopefully that's true. Some some of the things that you might have heard of, you might not have. The action button on the side here, it's programmable. So you can have it so it's the mute just like it always was, but you can also do so many things with it. So we're gonna go back and go through some of the features of it so you can get with it. The 3 cameras, we do have 3 cameras. The main camera is a larger sensor, better than ever. It's 48 megapixels. For the photos, for stills, it has 24 megapixel camera. It's supposed to do excellent in low light because of the photonic engine that they've used. And so it'll be like twice as good maybe. All right, so the iPhone 15 Pro Max has the titanium frame. It's really beautiful. It looks beautiful. It feels really nice in my hand. It's lighter and stronger, considerably lighter, but stronger. Isn't that great? It's powered by the new A17 Pro chip. It's a 3 nanometer processor, and it promises that it's going to be great performance. It's got a new 6-core GPU, so the gaming performance, there's going to be versions of some of the main popular games that you're going to actually be able to run on this device. That's pretty cool. I'm not personally a big gamer, but the fact that it can actually do that, this performance on here is like close to what a MacBook Air will do, and it's a phone. Pretty awesome. So I might have mentioned before the action button, it launches the camera, it can launch a voice recorder, it can launch a flashlight, it can do a number of things, almost unlimited functionality on the action button. The camera on the Pro Max, it has a 3 times telephoto camera. It has a 5 times optical zoom with a 120 millimeter focal length. They've done some magic to make that happen. It's a whole different kind of petaprism design. So 25% larger telephoto sensor, and the separation between the lens and the sensor is really great. So, and they've given us a front camera at 12 megapixels. It's right there. It's in this dynamic island, which does all kind of different things to allow the phone to interact around the camera as well. It's really a cool feature that they've done. They did it in the last version too, but it's pretty darn cool. Telephoto lens on this side. It has an autofocus 3D sensor, and it makes 10,000 micro adjustments per second. So that way it can not only focus, but it can make adjustments so that your photos and your videos are very stable. You don't have a lot of extra motion in them, which is great because it's hard to hold the camera still in whatever position you want to do it, right? And Pro Max has LiDAR. So that's a form of infrared technology, which can give very good performance and depth. Performance mode has Smart HDR, captures the subject in the background with more accurate skin tones, brighter highlights, richer midtones, and deeper shadows. So it has a lot of promises that they're making, and so far, everything I've seen has been really good. You don't even need to shoot portraits in portrait mode because afterwards you can transform any photo into portrait mode, which is pretty cool. It's shooting both. It has all that information because it's so much in the sensors. The 15 Pro Max, the cameras also are totally optimized for recording video, and amazingly, it includes the ability to record 4K video up to 60 frames per second and in ProRes. But in ProRes, it does require an external drive, which is crazy that you can actually tether SSD off of here so you can record ProRes video. Like, that's like what you would have on a high-end camera. Like, they've really integrated a high-end camera. Like, you can literally, like, I have this Crucial drive. Great drive, of course, as always. Check the links below for all this stuff. This is a great drive, Crucial X8. Love it. We use it with our Blackmagic camera. We use it for transferring data. And we could literally, it's USB-C, right? This is USB-C. This is USB-C. So guess what? And I could record ProRes 4K at 60 frames per second. If you know what I'm talking about, you're impressed. Like they say, if you know, you know. And if you don't, you should know. So here we go. Remove that. Crucial. Great drives, great memory, great company to get stuff from. Okay, so back to the business. Let's turn this thing on. Like, I've been talking about this thing, telling you all the details. I never even turned it on. That's kind of crazy, right? So let's do that. So let's go ahead, let's turn it on. One click for mankind, and I've turned and gone to the dark side as Apple. These things are great. As I've always told you, as it's booting up, I support lots and lots of people professionally. I support probably 80 or 90% iPhones. It's not Android phones that I'm seeing. I know certain parts of the world, Androids are ruling, but we're in Los Angeles and it's very popular to have an iPhone. So most people, they're carrying an iPhone. I know how to use them, but I'm going to be way more familiar now because it's going to be my everyday driver. I'm loving this so far. I haven't even used it. As you can see, it does the normal welcoming you in different languages. Now check out the display. Super Retina XDR. So they've given us a 6.7 inch all-screen OLED display. They've increased the size of the screen and reduced the size of the bezel. It actually slopes on the side a little bit so that you have more screen. It's still a flat screen, but they've just reduced it so it's thinner so you get more screen. It's a really cool design. It's got the dynamic island like I told you about up here. It might be big, it might be small. It's going to change around the camera here. This is the dynamic island to show you different information. So they've used the fact that they have the camera there to make it part of a little information island, dynamic island. It's a pill-shaped little thing there, right? Always on HDR display. It's really a nice display. The display has ProMotion technology, refresh rates up to 120 hertz. It has way improved nits, which is the brightness grading, how they rate brightness. It's variable everywhere between 1 and 2,000 nits. Big improvement. 2,000 is max brightness in outdoor. It's got a fingerprint resistant coating, supposedly, so I won't be able to make too many fingerprints on. Whoops, that one's never gonna make. Yeah, it doesn't honestly seem to make any right now. So they did test this against not this S21, but they tested it against S23. Newer one. The iPhone 15 Pro Max average 1550 nits. Galaxy S23 Ultra 1444. Now that means something to me because I know the display on my Galaxy, mine's only S21, is really good. People always are like, wow, the screen on your phone is amazing. So the fact that this tests even brighter, it really definitely has some promise that it's going to be a nice bright display. Go ahead and try to get into this just a little bit. I'm going to choose English. My country's going to be United States. Appearance, default for now. I don't need to change it, but I can change the size of the fonts and the icons and stuff. Quick start, it's looking for a nearby device. Now, I do have an iPad, so I might behoove myself to actually go ahead and get my iPad out. But for right now, I'm going to say, if I did that, what that's basically going to do, it's going to take all my Apple ID, my settings, and it's going to automatically authenticate this to that Apple ID. I'm going to say without, I'm going to choose a Wi-Fi network. Let me go ahead and put this in, join, and it says it may take a few minutes to activate my new iPhone. Confirm my phone number, my identity. It wanted to verify the last four of my social to make sure it's really me. Battery on this thing is rumored to have 4,400, I think, milliamps, built-in rechargeable lithium ion, MagSafe up to 15 watts, QI wireless up to 7.5 watts. It's fast charge capable, about 50% in 30 minutes, but you need a 20 watt power adapter or higher, and you'll get a good fast charge. Also, a couple of the features, they're not new, but I think it's really awesome, is the safety features that they have on the phone now, right? You've probably heard about it on the news.
A rescue mission made possible thanks to new cell phone technology.
It has emergency SOS via satellite. So if you're out hiking, if you're somewhere out of cell service, you have an emergency, you can send an SOS through the satellite. You don't need cellular service. They've added also now roadside assistance, also via satellite. So if you're broken down on a road and there's no cell service, you can still get roadside assistance, which is pretty awesome. That's a big piece of assurance for people to know that even if they don't have a cell signal, they'll be able to get help. And it has the crash detection, which calls for help if you've been involved in a crash, automatically does that. The battery is rated to last for up to 29 hours of video playback, up to 25 hours of streamed, obviously, because if you're streaming, that's using some wireless signal from somewhere, right? And then audio playback 95 hours, so many days of listening to music. This is about ready. I'm on Verizon eSIM. It's now active. Continue. continue. Software update. Let's go ahead and update later. I want to get into this. Let's continue for my data and privacy. Set it for myself. If you have a child, you can set it up for your child. You can manage it through settings, and you can manage it through iCloud so that they can't do or can do, and you can approve the things that you want them to do. So it's a little more restrictive. And if you have kids, do it, because honestly, there's a lot of world in this phone. So I'm going to say set up for myself, and Face ID, I'm going to say set up later. Passcode, I'll do. Don't ever do this, because this is the stupidest password of all time, right? It even warns me it can easily be guessed.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the stupidest combination I ever heard in my life.
I'm going to say use it anyway, but don't use a simple password. What a horrible password. Passcode. Transferred. You have the option here of transferring from iCloud if you're a previous iPhone user, from another phone, from a Mac or from a PC, or from an Android, which I will probably do because I have that Android. And then don't transfer anything. So the new Pro Max, it's actually the first smartphone to use a 3 nanometer process. It's probably the most powerful mobile processor ever. It's made up of 3 main parts. First, there's a 6-core CPU, which Apple says should be noticeably more powerful. The 2 high-performance cores should be 10% faster, maybe, than the A16 Bionic, and the 4 high-efficiency cores are tipped to be 3 times more power efficient. Now, the next major part of the A17 Pro is the 16-core neural engine. Apple says it's twice as fast as the A16 Bionic and should need to send less information needed to process machine learning tasks. Finally, there's a 6-core GPU featuring an Apple-designed shader architecture. Apple says it's about 20% faster than its predecessor, and features like mesh shading, things like that will allow games to create more detailed environments with less power. The integrated GPU should also handle ray tracing at 4 times the speed of the A16 Bionic. The phone's only weighing coming in at 7.8 ounces. It's available in different storage sizes, 256, 512, and like I got the 1 terabyte version. Colors, it comes in this blue titanium, which I love, comes in a black titanium, comes in a white titanium, and more of a natural titanium. It's got a ceramic front shield, the front, and textured, this is actually glass, and it's got a textured matte glass back. The phones are starting, I think it's right around $1,100 for the 256 version. From there, you just move up in price. I believe that this one was about $1,600. I'm really stoked with this new phone. I love, as I told you before, the finish is awesome. The phone itself, the display looks very, very nice. I haven't honestly even set any display settings. I haven't done any of that, as you saw. I just wanted to get it running. We're gonna make another video. Hopefully you're subscribed to us so you get the notification that we've made another video to show you more about the phone and the functionality of the phone. And I'm also going to try to give you a lot of information from a perspective that maybe a lot don't, because as we said in the beginning, I've been using an Android phone, Samsung in particular, but I've been using this for many, many years. Approaching 15 years, I've used these lines of phone. I did at one point for a very short time use an iPhone, but I didn't really do it much. So it'll be interesting for me, and maybe for you too, to see my perspective as a longtime Android user who's now making that switch over to an iPhone, iOS, this great model, this new iPhone 15 Pro Max, terabyte hard drive storage. I'm really optimistic to try out the cameras and all that. So as we said before, subscribe, get the notifications so you'll see, because we are going to do a comparison between this S21 Ultra, this 15 Pro Max. My brother's got a 14 Pro Max, so we're gonna throw that into the mix and we're gonna show you everything. So just make sure you're subscribed, right? So anyway, I'm excited. I'm gonna get the screen protector put on here. We'll do a little short for you on that so you can see how that's done. I've got a case in the works. Maybe I'll even show you that at the same time. So far, thumbs up. I'm really excited to get this camera in action, see how it really works, to get the functions of the phone, to make myself more familiar with the day-to-day operations of the Apple iOS so that I can support it quick like I can that one, because I've used this for almost 15 years. It's changed, but it's still very similar. So for right now, this phone, I love it. I totally love it. It was expensive, but I don't regret it, not even a tiny bit. I'm ready to dive in and see what's good, what's bad.
We appreciate you. We'll see you next week. More exciting episodes to come. Don't you forget about us.